In this video, I am going to discuss the normal form of a line. So the objectives of this lesson is at the end of the video, you're expected to be able to identify the concepts of the normal form of a line and solve problems involving normal form of a line. When you say normal form of a line, it is shown by this illustration. So it is the equation of this line upon which the length of the perpendicular from the origin is P, and this perpendicular makes angle theta with x-axis. So it has a form of x cosine theta plus y sine theta equals P. Take note that P is positive if our y-intercept is positive. Then P is negative if our y-intercept is negative. So, in order to reduce the normal form of a line, so we need this equation. X over plus minus square root of a squared plus b squared plus y over plus minus square root of a squared plus b squared equals c over plus minus square root of a squared plus b squared. Okay. Using the general form of the equation, ax plus by plus c equals 0, take note that we are going to use positive square root of a squared plus b if the value of b is positive. On the other hand, we are going to use negative square root of a squared plus b squared if the value of b is negative. Okay, may squared pala to dito. So let us use these concepts in order to solve a certain problem. So let us have example number 1. So in example number 1, we are asked to reduce x plus y or x plus 6y minus 7 equals 0 to normal form and give the distance of the line from the origin. So let us use this equation as our guide. Okay, so let us get first the equation given, which is x plus 6y minus 7 equals 0. Then identify the value of a, the value of b, and the value of c. So a equals 1, b equals 6, then c equals negative 7. Then since our b here is 6, so it implies that our b is positive. In other words, we are going to use a or square root of a squared plus b squared. Then just replace the value of a and b. So a is 1, so I am going to replace a by 1. B is 6, so I am going to replace the value of b as 6. So this is equivalent to square root of 1 squared plus 6 squared. 1 squared is 1. Then 6 squared is 36. So 1 plus 36, that is 37. So this is square root of 37. So this will be now our denominator in our form or reduced form. So x over square root of 37 plus 6y over square root of 37 equals 7 square root of 37. Okay. Take note also that c over plus minus square root of a squared plus b squared is equivalent to the distance of the line from the origin, which is perpendicular. So that is our small letter p. And so, in other words, the distance of the line from the origin is p equals 7 over square root of 37. And the reduced form or the reduced form of the normal form or the reduced x plus 6y minus 7 equals 0 to normal form is x over square root of 37 plus 6y over square root of 37 equals 7 square root of 37. So let's proceed to example number 2. So in example number 2, we are asked to find the equations of the lines parallel to the line x minus 5y plus 5 equals 0 and passing at a distance of plus minus 2 from the origin. So in other words, let us have this illustration. The red line here, so we are going to use that as our x minus 5y plus 5 equals 0. Okay. According to our problem, the parallel or the lines parallel to this line is passing at a distance of 2. So, 2 units yung distance niya from the origin. So, in other words, the distance of this line going to origin is 2. Then, since it is below the origin, or since pa downward yung direction niya, so this will be negative 2. So, let us assign an equation for this line first. So, I am going to use, since parallel siya, the changes will be the value of C. Yan. So, the A and B would be the same. So, I am going to use x, then negative 5y, plus, I am going to use C sub 1 equals 0. Then, on this line, I am going to use x minus 5y. Then, I am going to use C sub 2. And that is C. C sub 2 equals 0. Okay. So, let's proceed to solution. Okay. Let's get first the given equation, which is x minus 5y plus 5. Then, let us use the general form. Let us assign values of a and b. So, a is 1. B is negative 5. Then, of course, C pala. C is 5. Okay. So, let us use, since b is negative, we are going to use negative square root of a squared plus b squared. So, just replace the assigned value. A is 1, then b is negative 5. So, it should be negative 5 here. So, that is negative 5 squared. Okay. 1 squared is 1. Negative 5 squared is 25. So, 1 plus 25, that is 26. So, we have negative square root of 26. So, that will be the denominator, okay, of our reduced form. So, before we proceed, we are asked to find the equations of the parallel lines, or the lines which are parallel to x minus 5y plus 5. Okay, so let us work first on x minus 5y plus c sub 1 equals 0. So, simply transfer c sub 1 to the other side. So, this will become c sub 1, it should be minus here, minus c sub 1. So, x over square root of 36 plus negative 5y over negative 36. So, it should be negative square root of 26. And then, it should be negative square root of 26. Yan. So, let me change it to 26. Yan. So, then let us simplify this one. So, x divided by square root or negative square root of 26, so that would become negative x over 26 plus negative 5y all over negative square root of 26. So, negative, we all know that negative divided by negative, that would become positive. So, 5y over 26. So, what happened? Why naging 2 dito? Take note that this is our distance. Yan. So, this will be our P, right? So, according to the illustration, okay, the distance of this line from the origin is 2. So, meaning, yan yung P natin. So, our first equation, yung distance niya is 2. So, I am going to replace 2 by, or I will replace negative c sub 1 over negative square root of 26 by 2. Then, I am going to simplify the equation. So, I am going to multiply both sides by square root of 26. Or negative square root of 26. Yan. Yan. Hindi pala negative. Square root of 26. So, cancel this out. Cancel this out. So, what is left? Negative x plus 5y equals, then square root of 26 times 2. That is 2 square root of 26. Then, take note that a, or we are in need to change a. Kung negative siya, let us make it positive. So, x, then change the sign of the other terms. It will become minus, then positive 2 will become negative 2. So, this is the equation of our first line. X minus 5y equals negative 2 square root of 26. How about the second line? So, we use equation x minus 5y plus c sub 2 equals 0. So, x over negative square root of 26 plus negative 5y over negative square root of 26 equals c sub 2 over negative square root of 26. Dapat yan. So, same process kanina. Simplify natin. Negative divided by negative. So, that will become positive. And take note that this is our P. Okay. Which is equivalent to negative 2. Yan. So, this is our P. So, this is equivalent to negative 2. So, let us change it to negative 2. Then, simplify by multiplying both sides by square root of 26. Okay. So, cancel, cancel, cancel. Then, negative 2 times square root of 26. So, that is negative 2 square root of 26. Then, change negative to positive. So, since a is negative, so change it to positive. So, x, then change the sign of the other terms. It will become minus, then negative 2 will become positive 2. So, the equation of the line or second line is x minus 5y equals 2 square root of 26. That's it. Okay, so let's proceed to example number 3. Okay. On example number 3, we are asked to find equation of the lines parallel to the line 3x plus 4y minus 12 equals 0 and passing at a distance of plus minus 3 from the given line. Okay. This is different from example number 2 because example number 2, the distance is from the origin, while example number 3 is the distance is from the given line. So in other words, let us use the illustration here. The red line here is the equation 3x plus 4y minus 12 equals 0. Then, we all know that the distance from this line going to 0, which is perpendicular, that will be our P. Okay, that will be our P. So, let us use another equation for the upper green line. So, this is 3x plus 4y. Then, let us use plus c sub 1. Then, the lower line will be 3x plus 4y plus c sub 2. Okay. Now, we need to identify p sub 1 and p sub 2. Okay. Since the it is indicated that the distance is from the given line. So ito. So from this line to going to this line. So that would be our P sub 1. Then this line plus this line. So this will be our P sub 2. Okay, so in other words, I am going to add P sub 1 plus P in order to give the distance from 3x plus 4y plus C sub 1 from the origin. On the other hand, I am going to add P plus P sub 2 in order to identify the distance of 3x plus 4y plus C from 3x plus 4y minus 12. So, take note also that P sub 2, yan, P sub 2 indicating downward direction. So, it would be negative. Yan. So, this will be negative P sub 2. So, let's proceed to solution. So, let us get first the equation 3x plus 4y minus 12. So, 3x plus 4y minus 12 equals 0. So, A is 3, obviously. Then, B is positive 4. Then, C is negative 12. Okay. So, let us use these values to get the denominator. So, 3 squared plus 4 squared. So, that is 9 plus 16. So, that is square root of 25. Yan. So, let us simplify square root of 25. That is 5. So, that would become 3x over 5 plus 4y over 5 equals 12 over 5. Okay. So, since meron na tayong reduced form of the normal form of a line, so let's have now, or let us use the equation given here in order to identify the equation of the line. So, we need to use, okay, the P sub 1. Yan. So, 3x over 5 plus 4y over 5 equals negative C sub 1 over 5. So, this will be our P sub 1. So, P sub 1 equals negative C sub 1 over 5. Okay. Then, after this, we need to identify since P sub 1 equals 3 plus P. Bakit naging 3 plus P? Let's go back to the illustration. Okay. This is 3, right? Yan, 3. So, in other words, the distance from this line going to this line is 3. So, P sub 1 is 3 plus P. Then, we use 3 here. Yan. So, 3 plus P. After that, we need to simplify. So, let us isolate 3 here. So, I am going to transpose it to other side. Then, transpose to the other side yung P sub 1. So, it will become negative 3 equals negative P sub 1 plus P. You can operate using this equation. However, I want to make 3 positive. So, that is why I use 3 equals P sub 1 minus P. Yan, equal pa rin yan sila. So, after that, I am going to replace P sub 1, which is negative C sub 1 over 5. Yan, so, that is negative C sub 1 over 5 minus P, which is 12 over 5. So, let's go back to the value of P here. So, ito yung value ng P natin. Okay. So, let us identify now the negative C sub 1 or the value of C sub 1. So, let us multiply both sides by 5. Yan. So, 5 times 3, that would be 15. Cancelled out, cancelled out. So, that would become 15 equals negative C sub 1 minus 12. So, I'm going to transpose A to the other side. So, from negative C sub 1, it will become positive C sub 1. Then, transpose 15 to the other side. So, that would become negative 15 minus 12. So, C sub 1 now will be negative 12. So, replace lang natin 3x plus 4y, then minus 27 equals 0. So, this is the equation of the first line. Yan. So, let's proceed to the equation of the second line. We have ax plus by plus c sub 2 equals 0. So, 3x over 5 plus 4y over 5 equals negative c sub 2 over 5. So, this is our p sub 2. Okay. Okay. So, p plus negative p sub 2 equals 3. So, take note. Okay. If I am going to add p and negative p sub 2, so this is equivalent to 3. The distance from this equation or from this line going to this line is 3. So, in other words, p plus p sub 2 or no, p plus negative p sub 2, that would be 3. Okay, so p plus negative p sub 2 equals 3. So, I am going to replace value of p which is 12 over 5. So, 12 over 5 plus c sub 2 over 5. So, bakit naging c sub 2 over 5 yan? This is negative. This will become noble negative. So, negative. Then, we have negative c sub 2 over 5. Yan. So, naging double negative. So, minus then negative or negative then negative. So, it will become positive. So, c sub 2 over 5 equals 3. 12 over 5 plus c sub 2 over 5 equals 3. Let us multiply both sides by 5. Cancel this out. Cancel this out. 5 times 3, that is 15. So, let us isolate c sub 2. So, transpose 12 to the other side. So, that will become negative 12. So, 15 minus 12, that is 3. So, our c sub 2 is 3. Just replace the value. So, our second equation will be 3x plus 4y plus 3. So, that will be our equation. So, let us proceed to our last example. Okay. So, find the equation of the line perpendicular to line x minus y plus 3 equals 0 and passing through at a distance numerically twice from the origin. Okay. So, the red one, as usual, this will be our equation x minus y plus 3 equals 0. Okay. The distance p of this equation here, so it is around here, so that will be our p. Okay. According to our problem, it is passing through a distance numerically twice from the origin. So, perpendicular daw. So, it may be this line or this line. So, it's up to you. So, I am going to use this line. So, I am going to assign it as x. Since it is perpendicular, so I am just going to change the sign of b. And so, from negative, I am going to use plus, then y, then plus c sub 1. Yan. Since isang line lang yung inasa atin, line perpendicular. So, I am going to use this line. So, if you may also use this line. So, According to the problem also that it is numerically twice. So the distance from the 0 daw, yung line na perpendicular ng x minus y plus 3 is twice p. So from here, going to here, so that is twice p. So that is equivalent to 2p. So let's proceed to the solution. So we have the general form ax plus by plus c equals 0. I forgot to write the equation. It should be x minus y plus 3 equals 0. So a is 1, b is negative 1, c is positive 3. Okay, then negative. Bakit negative? Because b is negative 1, it is negative. So let us use negative square root of a squared plus b squared. So should has negative here. So negative square root of 1 squared plus negative 1 quantity squared equals negative 1 squared, that is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So our denominator will be negative square root of 2. So x over negative square root of 2 plus negative y over negative square root of 2 equals negative 3 over negative square root of 2. So let us simplify that one. So this will become negative x over square root of 2, then plus y square root of 2 equals 3 square root of 2. Okay? 3 square root of 2, that will be our p. So this will be our p. So this will be our p. However, take note that our missing equation here, twice of p. Yan, twice of p dapat. So, let's go back to the equation. So, x plus y plus c equals 0. Again, let us change the value of b since it is perpendicular. Yan. So, may I use c sub 1 here? Yan. So, x over square root of negative square root of 2 plus y over negative square root of 2 equals negative c sub 1 over negative square root of 2. Then, simplify. I am going to simplify. This will become negative x square root of 2. Then, negative y square root of 2 equals positive c sub 1 over square root of 2. Okay. Then, again, x here, we need to make its sign as positive. So, it will become positive x square root of 2. Then, change the sign of the other term. So, that is why it became x over square root of 2 plus y over square root of 2 equals negative c sub 1 over square root of 2. Then, we all know that this will be our 2p. And so, this is twice of distance p. So, 2p equals negative c sub 1 over square root of 2. Yan. And replace p by the value we have solved here. 3 over square root of 2. So, 2 times 3 over square root of 2 equals negative c sub 1 over square root of 2. Again, change the value of p by the value of p we have solved here. Okay, then 2 times 3. Okay, 2 times 3, that would be 6. So, this should be 6. And I forget. So it should be 6 square root of 2 equals negative c sub 1 over square root of 2. Okay, so we need to isolate c sub 1 here, okay, in order to complete our equation. So I am going to cross multiply square root of 2 here. Okay, so 6 square root of 2 times square root of 2 equals negative c sub 1. Okay, so cancel this out, cancel this out, cancel this out. So what is left is 6. So 6 equals negative c sub 1. Then we need to make it positive. So symmetric property of equality, it will become positive, then it will become negative. So this will become c sub 1 equals negative 6, or our c sub 1 is negative 6. Okay, then we are going to make the equation. So our equation now, just replace c sub 1. Yan. So we have x. Yan. So x plus y minus 6 equals 0. So that is now our equation.